WOWT. This is Heartland Focus.
Welcome back to Heartland Focus. I have in the studio Joy Huber, A Joy of Cancer with Joy.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, welcome, Joy. Welcome. The name is so fitting. I can feel your energy just offline. Your smile. It really breathes that energy. I appreciate that. What is this joy with cancer? What is that all about?
Yeah, you know, I get that question a lot because I'm dealing with newly diagnosed cancer patients, and the statistics these days are just crazy. Statistics tell us 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women will face cancer at some point in their life. Yeah. 1.5 million people are diagnosed with cancer annually, just right here in the United States. So I'm working with the newly diagnosed, those currently going through treatment, and their caregivers. Oftentimes members of their support team reach out to me and say, can you help me? So frequently I get the question, you know, does this mean I'm supposed to be happy I have cancer? Yeah. And I always say, of course not. I've been there and I know firsthand, no one is happy they have cancer. Right. But you can have cancer and still be happy. Yeah. And so that's what this idea of facing cancer with joy is about.
Well, through your story, why don't you share with our viewers a little bit about your story?
Sure.
And how did you find joy through finding out, you know, from your doctor you have cancer?
That's a wonderful question, because I'll tell you, I was not only diagnosed with cancer, but stage 4 cancer. And as a young adult, I actually received my diagnosis March 24th, 2010. A day burned into my memory forever. At the young age of 33, I found out I had stage 4 lymphoma. So of course, when you get that diagnosis, as I said, you're definitely not feeling joy. I work with so many who are sad. And I define sad as S, scared. They're terrified of death. Yeah. A, they might be angry. They might feel some anger at why me? Why is this happening to me? And D, sometimes people are depressed. So that's really something that motivated me to write this book and to found Cancer with Joy, is to help people get unstuck. Yeah. And really, I'm generally a very positive person, but one thing that motivated me is I recognized pretty quickly, hey, I have a choice, you know, as we all do.
That's a choice,
when we're presented with any obstacle in life. You know, a cancer diagnosis is an event in our life, but then we choose our response, and that ultimately dictates the outcome. And I'll tell you, I speak at a lot of hospitals and cancer treatment centers. I'm asked to bring this message to a lot of churches, since it's such a positive take on a devastating thing. And I always ask folks in the audience, hey, how many of you think it hurt me to face cancer with joy and find the humor and use positivity? And people go, well, no, it certainly couldn't hurt. And I go, how many of you think it might have helped me? And all the hands go up. So if we can face cancer with joy, mind over matter, it can make a difference.
And I think joy, it's about how do you trigger and how do you find that joy with adversities or such difficult situations, especially when someone tells you that you have cancer. We have some graphics that you provided us with some of your fashion, you know, as you found your joy through you know, the things that the hair. And so why don't you talk us through a little bit of what they see on the screen there.
Oh, I love sharing this story when I speak. Groups love it. Well, I had shoulder-length hair at diagnosis, and within about 6 weeks, I was bald. Now, that's incredibly difficult for men, but especially for women, I think, to go through that hair loss. So here you see me as a redhead, and what we did is we went online. We ordered a bunch of wigs through the American Cancer Society, and I thought, hey, let's just have fun right now. Let's try out different looks. So short hair, long hair. My mom took pictures. You can see I'm proudly modeling a Nebraska Husker sweatshirt here as a native.
Go Huskers!
Exactly. Go Big Red. And so we took pictures, and I would say you can see a variety of them here.
Oh yeah,
here
I like that one there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that look was really cute, where I'm wearing a hat. And then we had some with me with a shorter hair as well. And here's what's fun. We put all these pictures on Facebook. We got my friends involved. I had an online fashion show show. My friends liked and they commented and they helped me choose the best looks for the summer of 2010.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can just, oh, okay. That's
Right there, the very shortest one. I'll tell you, that was really cool, in particular in a hot Nebraska summer. So it just became incredibly easy for me to change up my look, and that really helped me face hair loss from cancer with joy, truly, and it made the very best of what could have been a really devastating, depressing situation.
Yeah, and I just, you know, in terms of just this interview, Joy, I can just feel your energy.
Thank you.
But I tell you, but when you some of your tips, we'll talk in the next segment about some of your tips, but it has to be pretty devastating to try to help someone through a process of hearing that type of news, and then to really reach deep down and find joy.
Right.
And how because joy, laughter, smile, all that energy, positive energy, it is a healing. I mean, it has a way of healing and to help through difficult times. Absolutely. And so as you look at some of those challenges, just you personally, what you went through, how long did it take you to really find that hey, I got to turn this thing around?
You know, I was pretty quickly able to turn it around, and so that's where I want to speak to the newly diagnosed and bring joy to them as soon as possible. Now, in one chapter of the book, I speak about a dozen suggested or recommended do's and don'ts at diagnosis, and I know we'll get into some of those tips in the web resources, but one thing I tell people is do get mad, sad, bitter, and depressed.
That's part
you need to work through those emotions. Absolutely, you're naturally feeling. Cancer with Joy just says don't stay stuck there. How do you get unstuck as you go throughout the process?
All right, okay. All right, we're going to need to take a short break, and when we come back, well, just when or if you ever hear those 3 words from your doctor, you have cancer. Stay with us for tips on things you should do and things you should not do. And we'll hear from Joy Huber in terms of some of those tips. So stay with us, and we'll be right back. I have in the studio with me Joy Huber, Joy of Cancer with Joy. Joy, I love your name, Joy, because sometimes people have names, but you have a name that's so strong, Joy, and you're all about joy. I love it. Your smile, your energy, I love it. We're going to share some tips in terms of we've been talking about getting through the stage of cancer, and how do you really do that in a way that helps, that will help you more than hurt you if you find joy and figure out how to release that. And so let's say our viewers out there, they just been given bad news. You have cancer. What's our tips? How do we help them?
Sure. Well, I have a ton of tips, and in fact, the last chapter in the book, there's 25 pages of resources I found that'll save people time, energy, and money. And people can go to my website. It's just cancerwithjoy.com. They can sign up on the right-hand side, and I'll email them more than we have time to get into today. But the number one thing I would tell you is don't go to the internet. Try to stay away from Google. And Tim, I'll tell you the reason I say this is because I did it. So I made that mistake. Here's the deal. These days, anyone can be a content provider. You know, anyone can slap up a website if they decide they have something to say about anything. So I was online Googling, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. What you do, you freak yourself out unnecessarily.
That's a tough one.
If you just can't stay off the internet, I hear from so many people that say, is there a good website you can give me? Cancer.net.
Okay, right there on your screen.
It's oncologist approved information at cancer.net.
Okay.
It's a great resource.
Okay, what's the next tip?
The next tip, I would say, do figure out how you're going to keep everyone informed. I will tell you, when I announced that I had cancer on Facebook, of course, here come the comments and the private messages, and my phone is ringing. And the outpouring of support was absolutely amazing, but it was kind of overwhelming too. too, because I'm trying to go to all these appointments, have all these tests done. So I tell you, a great website I found is Caring Bridge, and people can go to Caring Bridge and set up for free a journal that people can go to and follow your journey, kind of like an online blog. There's a couple great things I really love about Caring Bridge. You can share photos. Also, you can set levels of privacy and security. I have everybody log in, and that creates some amazing reports so I know who's been there. Hey, I'm sharing confidential, personal health information about my journey. A final great thing about Caring Bridge is people can leave messages of support. They can sign your guest book and encourage you throughout the journey. So it's kind of like your
own little club.
Yeah.
And it's member driven.
Absolutely.
I like that.
It's a wonderful resource to keep everyone informed.
Okay. All right.
And then another tip I would say is do talk to someone who's been there. You know, your friends and family, if they haven't experienced cancer until your diagnosis, sometimes people will say, oh, I know exactly how you feel. And no, they don't. When did they experience cancer? So here's another free website for your viewers. People can sign up at Immerman Angels. And this is a group I'm proud to say I volunteer with, so it might be me calling you. They match you up one-to-one with someone very much like you. You get free cancer support, and hey, it's something caregivers can sign up for as well.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yes.
That's great, Joy. Hopefully this was helpful to our viewers.
I hope
those are 3 very smart tips, and you have 25 in your book, right?
Yes, I have 25 pages of resources, so actually close to like 80 or 100. Just tons of websites I found. You know, when people are facing cancer, they don't have time to be out there searching. So I save them all that time and energy looking, and a lot of things that'll save them money too.
Okay. Your book. Tell us about your book. How can people get your book? I know we have it right here.
The book is brand new. It just came out earlier this year, and so it's available pretty much everywhere. People can get it on Amazon. You can go to cancerwithjoy.com and order an autographed copy. And if you email me, joy@cancerwithjoy.com, I'll be happy to write a personalized message just for WOWT viewers. So if you're supporting someone facing cancer, I'll write a personal message and then autograph the book. Order it at cancerwithjoy.com.
Okay. So any upcoming speaking engagements or where folks can kind of come and see you?
Yes. In fact, right now, September and October are huge months. September, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I love your pink you've got on. I'll be down at the Beatrice Hospital. Down in Beatrice. I'll be down at the Beatrice Hospital October 16th, keynoting an event that evening in conjunction with Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And people can contact me at my website to schedule me to speak as well.
Yeah, that's great, Joy. And as we shared just only 3 tips with our viewers. What do you find as you counsel and you're talking with people with cancer the most challenging?
I would really say getting them unstuck, because of course, like I said, when people get that diagnosis, they tend to spiral downward. And I've been to the University of Nebraska Medical Center to see some of the fine professionals here, and you look around the room and most people are facing cancer without joy, but no one wants to. So I'd say the big challenge, you know, we've got the medical and the science professionals. The big challenge is people want to connect with someone who's been there, who gets it, and who can help them face cancer with joy too. Yeah.
Well, Joy, you have brought joy to Heartland Focus.
I try.
And hopefully our viewers can feel that energy as well. And thank you. I wish you the very, very best with your book.
Thank you so much for having me on.
And your outreach and helping individuals with cancer.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me today. Thanks.
Thank you. Hey, well, that's all for this episode of Heartland Focus. You can see on the screen many ways that you can reach me. If you have any ideas for upcoming editions of Heartland Focus, please feel free to call or email. You can tweet, you can Facebook, all those various ways in terms of reaching us. Make today the beginning of your best year yet. Take the time to do something special and unique for someone that's in your life that will make a difference for them. I'm your host, Tim Clark. Until next time, be good to yourself. Thank you, Joy.